Coco is 13 years old, and he's one unhappy puppy. He suffers from a condition which causes calcium to deposit along his spine, leaving him in extreme pain and unable to walk or lie properly. Conventional drugs have been unable to help Coco, so he's now undergoing acupuncture. The ancient Chinese therapy involves thin needles being inserted into the skin at particular pressure points in the body to relieve chronic pain and stress, and some say even promote the healing of organs. Bangkok vet Korafong Ovirakul has been using acupuncture on pets for many years and says for animals like Coco, it's the best treatment. She says there is probably initial pain for the animal when the needles are being put in, but once they're in place, they actually stimulate the brain to release pain-relieving chemicals into the body. Korafong has treated over 77 cats and dogs with the therapy and says most show some signs of improvement, with 20% having fully recovered from their ailments. Many universities in America and Australia now teach acupuncture as part of the curriculum for students training to be vets. Korafong says it used to be hard to talk pet owners into letting her use the ancient technique on their animals. But now more and more people are willing to turn their pets into pincushions to try and help the animals. It's mainly cats and dogs that she treats with acupuncture, but says it can be used on all sorts of animals to ease pain and heal injuries. With 10 people holding him down with general anesthetics, giving Dingo the Israeli giraffe his first manicure was a pain in the neck, but will now allow the animal to walk painlessly and with his head held high. Sleeping in a field in Israel's Ramat Gan safari, Dingo, a 10-year-old giraffe, was treated by a team of park workers and veterinarians to rid him of an overgrown nail that had caused him to limp with pain. First he was blindfolded and given anesthetics to put him to sleep. The veterinarians then gently filed and polished the nail until the hangnail was gone. Finally, they stitched up Dengle's foot as he slept soundly on the ground. The treatment, which took an hour and a half, is unique. Only a few other giraffes in the safari park have ever undergone such procedures in the past. The safari vets say it is painless and is as easy as cutting a human nail. These two male dolphins were housed in a pool with reflective glass walls at this aquarium in Brooklyn. Researchers found that dolphins reacted to their own reflections without the social responses they displayed when seeing other dolphins. Testing whether they could distinguish themselves from other dolphins, the researchers placed markings in non-toxic black ink on various places on the bodies of 13-year-old Presley and 17-year-old Tab. The dolphins then swam to the mirror walls and exposed the mark to the reflective surface in order to look at it. The locations where they were marked changed from session to session, sometimes, for example, between the pectoral fins, on the tummy, or on different parts of the head. The dolphins were indifferent toward the markings on one another, but they swam more quickly to the mirror after a black mark had been left on their bodies. They spent more time in front of the mirror after being marked than when they were not marked, and the first behaviour when arriving at the mirror was exposing the black mark to check it out. The great apes, chimpanzees, gorillas and orangutans all have shown the mirror self-recognition ability in experiments. But other animals have failed the test in various studies, including lesser apes, monkeys and elephants. Human beings are not the only ones who need to protect their eyes. And this Munich-based business, Dog Goes, knows it. The German firm sells glasses specially designed to fit canine heads, and pet owners are rushing to buy the objects, which offer 100% protection from UV rays, rain, sand and wind, and can also help dogs with eye problems. A series of adjustable elastic straps keep the glasses in place. They are described as being immovable, even in the roughest of scraps with other hounds. Fashion-conscious dog lovers might also be tempted to buy the glasses as attractive accessories to raise their furry friends' street cred. Customers can choose from 6 different models and 3 different colours: pink, blue or yellow. And also from sizes ranging from small for beagles and spaniels to medium for bassets, right up to large for boxers and labradors. The firm also offers a special gold frame just for Yorkshire Terriers. But Dog Go's manager, Sylvia Wilsh-Harold, is unwilling to market the glasses merely fashion items. After all, the glasses were originally designed to protect mountain rescue dogs from damaging their eyes from the glare of the sun on snowfields. Customers are most concerned about the effect that the harsh weather conditions can have on their dogs' eyes, and cabriolet drivers can now be joined by super stylish canine companions. The glasses range in price from 79 to 89 euros and can be ordered over the internet at www.doggoes.com. When it comes to singing during the holidays, even animals get into the act. These animals at SeaWorld in San Diego are showing off their festive spirit with a rousing rendition of that beloved holiday tune, Jingle Bells. killer whales, otters, sea lions, walruses, dolphins, penguins, and a multitude of colourful fish express their holiday enthusiasm through a unique musical interpretation that involves singing the tune using their natural animal sounds. These unique song stylists are guaranteed to liven up even the most ardent Scrooge. On several occasions, mystified staff arrive at the Battersea Dogs Home in the morning to discover the dogs running amok through the centre. So staff decided to set up a CCTV camera to see how the dogs could get out. And the culprit was soon found. It was Red, a lurcher, and he managed to unbolt his door before releasing his favourite canine companions. They would then run to the kitchen and enjoy a midnight dinner. On Colombia's Pacific coast, whale watching is proving to be a major money earner for people in the Bahia Solano area.
Va 7 kilómetros hacia allá.
¿De ustedes?
No.
La playa.
Up to 20,000 tourists visit Malaga from August until mid-October, when humpback whales are present. Colombia's Bahia Solano is one of the principal breeding sites for the whale, which can reach up to 18 metres in length and can weigh as much as 65 tonnes. Humpback whales are very acrobatic and known for their energetic breaching. Breaching may be done purely for play, or may be used to loosen skin parasites, have some social meaning, or to communicate with other whales. An estimated 1,200 to 1,500 humpback whales visit the coast of northwestern Ecuador, Colombia, and southern Panama each year to reproduce. This represents 12 to 15% of all southern hemisphere humpbacks and is the only southern population that breeds north of the equator. Marjan, the one-eyed lion, and a bear who suffered at the hands of the Taliban are amongst the first creatures to be treated by a rescue team from the World Society for the Protection of Animals. Looking starved and scraggy and with little energy, the 45-year-old feline briefly left its stone den to emerge for a few visitors to Kabul Zoo. The big cat lost his eye and nearly died when an Afghan guerrilla threw a grenade into his pit. The soldier was apparently taking revenge after Marjan killed his brother the previous day when he climbed into the pit and teased the beast. Another resident of the zoo, a brown bear, sadly poked its snout through the bars of its cage, showing the bloodied stump of his nose cut off by the Taliban. Zoo director Omar Shiraga expressed relief that the zoo's problems were being highlighted by the media. Now people will care and we will be able to fix the zoo, he said. Meanwhile, malnourished and forgotten animals of Kabul Zoo continue to pace their cages until help arrives. The Spanish Riding School of Vienna is the only riding academy in the world where the Renaissance tradition of classical horsemanship is preserved and cultivated to this day. On this day, the public had the unique opportunity to see the world-famous Lipizzaner stallions in 7 open-air performances at the Schönbrunn Palace while the riding school is being renovated. Only once before, in 1972, the Spanish riding school gave a performance in front of the unique backdrop of the palace as part of festivities to celebrate the school's 400th birthday. Considered one of the world's most noble breeds, the Lipizzaner were bred and trained exclusively for combat. And they are formidable. Imagine 1,200 pounds of horse coming at you with hooves flying and nostrils flaring. The rider and the horse become one, inspired by a single will. Execute the most difficult movements with apparent ease and effortlessness. Starting at about aged 4, they are trained over 8 years in the precise art of dressage. It is a horse and rider ballet in which the rider uses minuscule movements to control the horse through a complicated and elegant series of gaits and patterns on the ground. The most difficult moves on the ground at this level are the piaffe, a trot in place, and the passage, a hesitated prance that moves the horse forward. But they go one better by performing in the air the capriole, in which the horse leaps, tucks its front hooves in, and kicks out with his hind legs. Most of these exercises can be seen during any Lipizzaner performance. One of 5 sea turtle species living in the Mediterranean Sea, the caretta-carettas are often seen in the Turkish seas and coasts where they lay their eggs. Turkish coasts are the most important reproduction coasts for these turtles. In coordination with Hacettepe University in Ankara, the Belek Tourism Investors Association watches closely the coasts in the Mediterranean city of Belek between the months of May and September, the egg-laying period for these sea turtles. The 30-kilometre coasts are one of the main reproduction and nesting beaches for the caretta-carettas. The Belek beach is watched 24 hours a day in order to protect the eggs. The volunteer, Dilak Samiji, says she is watching the turtles with a group of 20 students 24 hours a day to decrease the damages that are caused by humans walking on the beach, as well as by fox who eat the eggs laid by the caretta-carettas. According to researchers, instead of closing the beaches to people, it is much better to educate beachgoers about the turtles, who lay their eggs 50 centimetres beneath the sand. To protect the eggs, the group put cages around the nests. They had until now counted 720 nests on a 30-kilometre long beach. The beach is rich with turtles, not only caretta-carettas, but other species too. Seven-year-old Surya, decorated with flowers and colourful cloth, was let out of the shed by zookeepers as dozens of children, both Japanese and Indian, watched and clapped. The female elephant was a gift to Japan from India and the first elephant in many years to come to the zoo. It was hoped that the children of Japan would accept this gift in the spirit with which it had been made, and hope that the love and affection Japanese children will give this elephant will be transmitted in some ethereal way back to the children of India, and it will grow into something they will cherish when they grow up. India first presented Japan with an elephant named Indira a few years after World War II to replace the elephants which had been put to sleep during the war. Surya, which means sun in Hindi, is the first of many elephants Japan hopes to receive from India. After children from neighbouring schools sang the Elephant Song, a popular children's song, they continued to welcome Surya with gifts of apples and carrots. Regarded by the Chinese as a living fossil because it has lived on Earth for 230 million years, the Chinese Yangtze alligator used to top China's list of endangered species in the late 1970s. But thanks to the Alligator Reproduction Center in eastern Anhui province, the alligator can look forward to a few more millennia on Earth. The provincial government and the Chinese Ministry of Forestry launched the center in 1979, when only 500 of these alligators remained. Now, there are over 9,000 alligators at the center, with over 1,500 alligators born each year. The alligator was immortalized in Song Dynasty poetry over 1,000 years ago as a ferocious danger to avoid in the Yangtze River basin. The next challenge for this center is to return some of the alligators to the wild. The center has begun immersing 80 alligators in a mock wild environment, giving them live ducks to catch and other natural challenges. And as the ducks found out to their cost, the alligator's killer instinct hasn't yet been stifled by civilization.